So you're thinking about moving to Seattle, Washington, and you're trying to figure out maybe what's the best neighborhood for you to live in? That's exactly what we're going to cover in today's video. This is actually video 2 of a 2-part series of the top 5 neighborhoods in Seattle, Washington. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, I encourage you to go check that out real quick. Then come back here. You can check out neighborhoods 3, 4, and my favorite, neighborhood number 5, and get all the information you need on these great neighborhoods in the Seattle area. So if you're ready to get after it, let's jump back into it right now. Hey, just a reminder, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything about living in Seattle, Washington, then subscribe down below, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to learn about the current market here in Seattle. My name is David Sappenfield. The team and I, we get calls, texts, and emails every day from people just like you looking for help to make their move here to Seattle. So whether you're moving next week or next year, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We're happy to help you make that smooth move to Seattle. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's jump back into the second part of this top 5 Seattle neighborhood series. Okay, on to our third neighborhood here in the city of Seattle. If you look at the map, you'll see we have Magnolia here. Magnolia's border is not showing up here on the map, so I'm just gonna draw it in for you. Kind of comes right along this ridge right here, and it's right next to Inner Bay, which is right next to Queen Anne. You're probably about 15 to 20 minutes from downtown Seattle, but you feel like you're way far away just because you're not close to the city at all. You're surrounded by 3 bodies of water. You'll see that Magnolia is kind of like a peninsula here. You have the Ship Canal running here to the north. You have the Puget Sound here, and then down below here to the south, you have Elliott Bay. So, surrounded by 3 sides of water, and really that cuts down on the traffic. You're not going to have a lot of through traffic. You're not going to have any through traffic. So it keeps the neighborhood nice and quiet. One of the drawbacks of that is you only have a few entry points into Magnolia, and there's actually 3. I'll show you here. I'll zoom in a little bit closer, but there's 3 bridges that run across through Inner Bay here. Zoom in just a little bit closer so you can see, but we have Magnolia Bridge right here, then we have a bridge coming across Dravis right here, and then another bridge over here. I think that's Emerson that comes up. But you'll see, there's only 3 ways into that neighborhood, which means these 3 spots are kind of choke points of traffic trying to get out of Magnolia. So while yes, it's secluded and a little bit more quiet, you do deal with that issue. So I guess you kind of take the good with the bad when it comes to that in regards to Magnolia. So there are a massive amount of park space in the neighborhood of Magnolia. You'll notice up to the northwest here, the top corner, you have Discovery Park, and this park alone takes up about 25% of Magnolia's footprint. And there's a lot going on here. You have over 12 miles of hiking trails, lots of wildlife. You have the beach. You got Discovery Beach Park here. Let me circle that for you right here. And then you also have a lighthouse, which is pretty cool to go check out right here, the West Point Lighthouse. Really a nice beach to go check out. And like I said, it's such a massive footprint in that neighborhood of Magnolia. But there's also other parks that are really close. You have Lawton Park, which is a nice one. Magnolia Manor Park. This is an off-leash dog park, so that's nice if you got the pups running around. But yeah, you got ball fields right here. Zooming a little closer, you got Magnolia Playfield North here, Montessori School. But all in all, much more quiet, much more laid back versus the other neighborhoods we're covering in this video. So Magnolia doesn't have as much of the restaurants and coffee shops and pubs, bars that the other neighborhoods do. What they do have is a small little urban area here that's called the Village. Kind of zoom into that, but small concentration of restaurants. You have anywhere from Italian to Japanese to Thai. A couple of your typical grocery stores that you shop at. Let me zoom in a little closer. I'll show you some of the more popular restaurants. The El Ranchon Family Mexican Restaurant, that is a really popular one in the Magnolia neighborhood. You have Nico's. If you like a gyro, Nico's has a good gyro. You should go check them out. Then we have the Magnolia Village Pub. So you still got a few floating around. You definitely have our fair share of pubs here in the Seattle area. Serendipity Cafe. This is a great spot for breakfast, lunch, brunch type occasions. Really good, really popular. The Mira Asian Eatery. Got to get your sushi. All of any kind of Asian cuisine. This is a good spot for that. And then we have Mondello Italian Restaurant. This is a really highly rated Italian restaurant. So you have lots of different choices for different types of food. Up here you have Ichiro sushi and teriyaki. Gotta have a good teriyaki joint. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but Seattle has a crazy amount of teriyaki restaurants in every neighborhood, and Magnolia is no exception. They have their teriyaki right here. Once you get to Seattle, you'll realize there's one on pretty much every corner. My favorite restaurant in all of Seattle is located in Magnolia, and that is Palisade. You'll see it right here on Smith Cove and Elliott Bay. It has incredible city views. Let me scroll out a little bit here, but you'll see downtown Seattle right here, the skyline. You just have incredible views of the city, the water. There's a marina here that always has really nice big yachts and boats in it. The seafood is incredible, as well as the steaks, and the dessert menu is awesome. You're gonna love that if you like desserts. Definitely one of the things that I most love about it is their dessert menu, actually. But everything is good there. I've never had a bad meal at Palisades over all the times that I've eaten there. So definitely my favorite spot in all of Seattle. Now, my favorite burger spot right next to Magnolia in the Inner Bay neighborhood is Red Mill Burgers. And nothing fancy about them, just a little tiny burger joint that has cheeseburgers, onion rings, and milkshakes that are really, really good. One of the things at Red Mill, you'll see if you look on their Yelp reviews or any kind of reviews about them, they always have just a huge mountain, a pile of bacon on their flat top grill next to where they cook the burgers. But it's a massive amount of bacon, which people always want to take pictures of. That's how big it is. But one of my favorite burger joints, and right next to Magnolia. So some of the good things about the neighborhood of Magnolia is, it's primarily a residential neighborhood. It's nice and quiet, away from the city. So just a nice change of pace from the other neighborhoods around. Another nice thing about Magnolia is it's located up on a hill, so there's some of the nicest views that you can find around the city. So another great thing about Magnolia is, even though there are limited options as far as restaurants and stores and shopping is concerned, there's great access to Ballard just to the north and Queen Anne to the east. So you're not far, you're only a few minutes away from those areas that you can get a lot of that shopping and entertainment done. Okay, so some of the not so cool things about living in Magnolia is you're kind of far away from, it seems like, most things. You got to drive a little bit further to get where you want to go, like I was saying, for stores, restaurants, shops, stuff like that. So even though it's isolated, a little quiet, you're driving a little bit further. And so one more just sort of negative thing, if you're living in the wrong area of Magnolia, let me show you that you want to pay attention to, okay? So if we zoom in here, everything on the east side of Magnolia
is there's potentially you have train tracks running through here, which can really make a lot of noise all day, all night. So a lot of these homes right here are kind of subject to that noise that comes from the trains. And it's just, you know, it's not horrible, but you definitely hear it. And it can kind of impact real estate values in that section of Magnolia. So just one thing to be mindful of if you're looking to call Magnolia home. Okay, so the map tour of Magnolia was a little bit quicker. There's just not a whole lot to cover on the map, but let's go jump in the car and drive around, check out Magnolia. I'll show you some of the cool spots, the nice houses. We'll even drive through the village there, the urban area, and show you some of the restaurants and shops and stuff like that. So let's go jump in the car.
In Magnolia, there are plenty of different housing options. Along the neighborhood's borders, you'll find apartments, townhomes, and condos, while the bulk of the neighborhood is made up of single-family residences. Some of the largest and most expensive homes in Magnolia are larger estates that offer picturesque views of Elliott Bay, Puget Sound, or downtown Seattle. Magnolia has a population of approximately 23,444. The median home value in Magnolia is $1,180,000. The median household income in Magnolia is $134,709. Currently, homes for sale in Magnolia range from $345,000 all the way up to $5,950,000.
Okay, we're on to neighborhood number 4, and that takes us to Ballard. Now, I absolutely love Ballard. It's a mix of residential and restaurants and shops. It's just incredible. It's a really fun place to hang out. And Ballard is located about 20 minutes northwest of downtown Seattle, so a little bit further out, not too far. But the nice thing about Ballard is everything you would ever need is in Ballard. There's not really a whole lot of reasons to have to venture outside of Ballard to go into the city. So that's the nice thing about it. You'll see a high concentration of these shops here, like right along Leary and Market Street here. That's where you see most of the restaurants, most of the bars, the little shops that you like to hang out at. But it's a pretty walkable neighborhood if you're close to this section, you know, the southern section of Ballard. Once you get a little bit further north, then a little bit less walkable, but still pretty walkable, you know, not too far to go to get to most local stores, restaurants, shops like that. So, you know, everything is probably a $5 or $6 Uber ride away. So one of the coolest things about Ballard, in my opinion, is just, you know, ability to get around easily, and all the choices that you have for restaurants, bars, and nightlife, stuff like that. So one of the main major landmarks of Ballard is the Ballard Locks, and that's located right here between Ballard and Magnolia. And what that is, you know, it's basically where the Puget Sound out here meets with the fresh water of Lake Union, Lake Washington right here. They had to build these locks to account for the 20-foot difference in water level from the lake into the Puget Sound. So they built these locks, and it's a really cool tourist attraction. You can go there, watch the boats come in, they go up, they go down with the water level, and, you know, just really nice big yachts to little dinghies. It's just a lot of fun to go there and visit. You always have visitors there, but it's really cool. Along with that, you have the Ballard's Locks fish ladder. So you go across the way there, across the locks, and you go down underneath into this like underwater viewing room where you can see the salmon swim in from the Puget Sound up the fish ladder into the Lake Washington. Just huge fish. It's really incredible to see and to be able to, you know, be right there in front of it all happening. So definitely a spot to visit when you're in Ballard. Okay, so let's start west and work our way east, and we'll show you some of the restaurants and local hotspots that you definitely want to check out while you're there. So one of the nicer restaurants in Seattle is in Ballard, and it's Ray's Boathouse. Surprise, surprise, it's seafood, which is, you'll get a lot of that in Seattle, but man, we have some good seafood, so why not celebrate it, right? But a great romantic, again, special occasion, birthdays, Valentine's Day type stuff. Pretty spendy to go there and eat, but well worth it. Just to the east of that a little bit, you have Ristorante Piccolino's, which is, it's like an Italian little restaurant. It's really cool, super nice, pretty upscale for Italian food, but really popular in that Ballard neighborhood. And if you're wanting, kind of a fancy Italian dinner, check out Piccolino's because it's a good one. So if we head a little bit south here, just north of the locks, we have the Portage Bay Cafe, one of Seattle's most popular and famous cafes. You hear a lot of people talk about Portage Bay, but really great spot for brunches, breakfast, brunch, really, really good spot. Definitely check out Portage Bay. Worth the drive from anywhere, actually. If you're looking for some good brunch, go check it out. And then not too far from that, you have the National Nordic Museum. Ballard has a very rich Scandinavian Swedish history. Back in the 1890s, there was a large influx of Swedes and Scandinavians that came to work in the fishing industry and the shingle industry here in Ballard. And they really celebrate it, and they've actually created a Nordic museum. So you can go there, check it out. It's really cool. You can learn all about the history of Ballard. So moving a little bit further to the east here, lots of good choices for food. We have Pestle Rock, which is Thai, one of the better Thai restaurants in the area. Highly recommend. La Carta de Oaxaca is awesome. So just a kind of small, kind of unassuming Mexican taco. You could sit there and dine in, but it kind of has that takeout feel. But really good price food, really high quality, good Mexican food. Really one of my favorites in Ballard. Definitely check this place out. Another good spot for Mexican is the Matador. Kind of a different speed than the Oaxaca is, but Matador is probably a little bit more trendy, kind of somewhere you would go for, drinks after work, meet up for appetizers, stuff like that. But really good food, really good happy hour. Love Matador. It's a great spot to hang out. If you're looking for some dessert, I would check out Pie Bar. You can go there, get all kinds of desserts, and they offer a pretty good variety of cocktails that you can, specialty cocktails that you can have. Really cool spot if you got that sweet tooth that you want to, satisfy. So a cool little coffee shop in Ballard is Cafe Umbria, located right by Matador, just down the street, actually. You'll see there's a ton of restaurants here on Ballard Ave, Leary. So, we're just going to kind of work our way down. I'm going to show you the spots that you need to check out. Ballard's Farmers Market is every Sunday. There's lots of farmers markets in the city, but this is a good one. Rain or shine, it's there. You have produce, all kinds of arts and crafts, stuff like that. So Ballard Farmers Market is one of the better ones. So definitely look into that. So San Fermo is another kind of upscale Italian place. Definitely worth checking out. Kind of like that Piccolino's, it's a little bit on the higher end, but really good Italian food. If you're looking for some incredible fried chicken, which, hey, everybody likes some good old fried chicken every once in a while, you got to check out Cookie's Country Kitchen. It's, fried chicken, chicken and waffles, chicken sandwiches, stuff like that. Really, really good spot. Cookie's Country Chicken. So check it out. And if we move a little bit south here, we have Tractor Tavern. If you're in the mood for some live music, that's a great spot. You'll see it, not too far from Fremont, where, Fremont right around the corner, you have a couple other live music venues. So all within a few minutes, if that's your thing, you have plenty of options to choose from when it comes to live music venues. The Ballard Loft Restaurant and Sports Bar. Some of the better chicken wings that I've ever had, which it's a great little sports bar, and it's not that big. It's kind of tough to watch a game there, or see any kind of event on TV, just because it's so small in there. But I will say they have really good food, and especially their chicken wings are top notch. So if you like chicken wings, check out the Ballard Loft. So if you like some like rustic Italian fare, staple and fancy, definitely check them out. Really good Italian spot here in Ballard. And then as far as shopping's concerned, you have the Safeways, the Albertsons, stuff like that. PCC, that's kind of one of the higher end supermarket chains. But there is a PCC in Ballard, so that's great. And along with PCC, we also have Trader Joe's, which is kind of along the same fashion as, kind of that upper scale, higher end grocery store. Lots of Trader Joe's throughout the city, and there's one in Ballard for you. So if we head up north a little bit, we'll run into Ballard High School. Ballard has great schools. The high school is ranked 9 out of 10, I believe, last time I looked. So really, really great high school. And, in this kind of residential area, this is kind of the residential area of Ballard. The thing about the homes in Ballard is you see a lot of homes that are built before 1940, and you see a lot of homes that were built 2000 or later. And the reason for that is that, there's so many, single family homes, freestanding, that get knocked down. The developers buy them, they'll knock them down, and then they'll put up, townhomes with rooftop decks. And so all throughout Ballard, you'll see single family home, and next to it, townhome, nice and shiny new. And then next to it, you'll see a single family home built in 1950. And that's pretty much the theme of Ballard. But lots of great townhomes. If you're looking for a townhome, Ballard has a lot of them. And like I said, they have a lot of them have like rooftop decks. So entertaining is awesome in a home like that. A lot of them have great views of the surrounding areas. So, but that's just kind of how the real estate in Ballard is. It's, single family homes and townhomes. That's what you're going to get. A little bit of condo living kind of over off of Market and Leary there. There's a big condo complex there, but mostly single family homes and townhomes you'll see. So if you're looking for pizza, Delancey is great. They kind of have that wood-fired pizza. If you like that style of pizza, check out Delancey. Also kind of a wine bar pizza. That's a great combination. You can't go wrong with that. And then, of course, in Ballard, kind of its crown jewel, it has the Golden Gardens Park. It's sandy beaches, walking trails, off-leash dog park, but great spot to hang out during the summertime. It's one of the favorites for all the locals to go check out Golden Gardens. And if you're in the area, definitely swing by, check it out, and spend the afternoon there, and you can't go wrong. Okay, that just about wraps up the map portion here of Ballard. So let's jump in the car again and drive around and see the homes. I'll take you down Leary and Market, show you the businesses, the shops. But yeah, let's go get a better look and get up close and personal with Ballard. All right, let's go.
Ballard is a historic neighborhood 20 minutes north of downtown Seattle. With deep Scandinavian roots, Norwegians and Swedes arrived here in large numbers in the 1890s to work in Ballard's thriving shingle mills and fisheries. The once working class Ballard has now transformed into a hip neighborhood with cool shops and restaurants, along with its historic core on Ballard Avenue Northwest. Ballard has a population of about 28,025 people. The median home value in Ballard is $850,000. The median household income for Ballard is $102,436. Currently, homes for sale in Ballard range from $405,000 up to $3.5 million.
Okay, last but most definitely not least, we've made it to our final neighborhood, and that is Queen Anne. So we have it pulled up here front and center on the map. And Queen Anne is, you're about 5 to 10 minutes away from downtown Seattle. So super close. And that's one of the main reasons why I love Queen Anne so much, is you're just centrally located to everything. And there's so much to do in and around Queen Anne. You're never going to get bored if you live there. You have the Science Center right down in Lower Queen Anne. You're close to, Kraken games or WNBA games. You have McCaw Hall, you have Pacific Northwest Ballet, you have the Opera. If you want to go play some golf, you can go to Inner Bay and play some golf about 10 minutes that way. You have Lake Union right here, just a little bit to your east, Gasworks Park, just so much to do. You're just never going to run out of options or get bored living up in Queen Anne. And the restaurant scene is incredible. Just about anything you could imagine you can find in Queen Anne. Now, Queen Anne is divided kind of into 2 districts. You have Upper Queen Anne and Lower Queen Anne. So let me pull up my pencil here and get that going for you. I might need to refresh my screen. Here we go. So Queen Anne is made up mostly of 2 districts, okay? So you have Upper and Lower Queen Anne, and it's divided about right there, maybe a little bit lower. But Lower Queen Anne, that's where you have Pacific Science Center, you have Climate Pledge Arena, Space Needle, Mopop, everything, all the tourist activities, attractions. You see a lot of condos down in Lower Queen Anne, and probably a younger population that lives there. But Upper Queen Anne, you have more of the huge stately homes, almost like mansions, maybe a little bit of an older demographic up on the hill, but just beautiful homes, beautiful views, and just never run out of things to do in Queen Anne. Like I said, that's one of the main things that I love about it. So let's jump into the map a little bit closer. I'll go over some of my favorite spots in this neighborhood and show you what not to miss out on. All right, so starting in Lower Queen Anne, you have the Queen Anne Beer Hall. This place is pretty cool. Just a wide open beer hall. That's exactly what it sounds like. Lots of beers on tap to choose from. Just a great place to hang out, especially before a game or something like that. Queen Anne Beer Hall is awesome. And so you'll see that's just located not too far from the Seattle Center. You have Climate Pledge Arena. We've covered that. It's where the Seattle Kraken play, Seattle WNBA Storm. That's where they play. And you have the Space Needle, of course. You have Mopop, formerly known as EMP, that, if you're a music buff and like that kind of thing, definitely check out Mopop. So many cool things that you can see in there, and, you could spend all day there and, never run out of stuff to see. So definitely check that out. Like I said, the Science Center, that's right there. You zoom in a little bit closer here. You have the monorail. So there's a monorail system that runs right into Seattle Center, and it goes all the way to, not all the way because it's not that far, but it goes into Westlake Center right here. Okay, so little pro tip for you here. So if you are going to an event in the Seattle Center, a lot of people, what they do is they'll jump on the monorail, which is like a little train that goes, it's an elevated monorail up the top there. That runs from the Seattle Center all the way to Westlake Center, which isn't too far. It's just right down the street there. But what's a good idea is, like I said, if you're going to an event, park at Westlake Center, jump on that monorail, have it take you into Seattle Center, go to the event, and then when the event's over, that's one of the downsides of Queen Anne is, when there are events, which are a lot of nights of the week, you will have traffic and crowds coming out of these events that slow things down. But if you just jump on that monorail, go over to Westlake, jump in your car, you can make it out of the, downtown area really quickly, really easily, and stress-free. So just a pro tip there for you for going to any kind of, concert, sporting event, anything down there. So check that out. There's a Dick's Drive-In, of course. We've talked about Dick's in other videos. The burger joint. They're all over the place. Nice little pastry shop, Nielsen's Pastries. It's just like all other neighborhoods in Seattle. We got coffee shops, we got pastry shops. Masonry is, kind of wood-fired pizza. Again, lots of those in town. It seems like those are getting more and more popular these days. It seems like they're everywhere, but I happen to love that style of pizza, so that works for me, and I'm okay with it. Okay, so let's move up the hill a little bit here. Perry Park, this is probably one of the most incredible viewpoints of the city of Seattle. You'll see a lot of commercials, I'm sure a lot of movies are shot, showing that view of Seattle. But if you're looking for the absolute best view of Seattle, go to Perry Park. It's small, parking can be kind of tricky if you go on the weekend, but definitely make a trip there. It'll be worth your while. Okay, if you like ice cream, Molly Moon's is a great little ice cream shop. They have kind of off-the-wall flavors sometimes, but super high quality. Waffle cones are incredible. I love them. Definitely check out Molly Moon's if you like ice cream. Okay, and probably one of the most popular little cafes, brunch spots in all of Seattle is the 5 Spot, and it's incredible. So check out the 5 Spot. It's great for, like, their eggs Benedict, I know, are just incredible. Like, I can't go there without ordering that because it's probably the best that I've had. So love it there. You will too, I guarantee it, if you like brunch type food. So check out the 5 Spot. All right, just heading up north a little bit further up into, kind of North Queen Anne area, East Queen Anne, kind of that side of town. Let me zoom out a little bit to kind of show you where we're at here. There's an Emerald City Smoothie. That's obviously a local smoothie place, really good. If you've had too much Molly Moons and you need to kind of, slim down a little bit and maybe work out a little bit. Emerald City Smoothie, they offer some really good, energy drinks, protein shakes, stuff like that. Yeah, they're one of my favorite places to go for a smoothie. Then you have a Trader Joe's, the upscale grocery store, smaller, local chain. Trader Joe's is awesome. Definitely have one up in Queen Anne. There's a Big Mac's Burger Company. If you like a burger, that's pretty darn good. You have Dick's down the hill. But Big Mac's Burger is pretty good too. Just kind of a casual burger joint to go get some burger and fries. Pretty darn good. We have the Bounty Kitchen, which is, mostly kind of, I won't say health food, but it's kind of more health conscious food, which sometimes is good, and if you want someone who does it right and makes it taste good, definitely check out Bounty Kitchen. They're pretty darn good. And then just to the north of that, you have How to Cook a Wolf. Kind of a weird name, but I think there's a book of How to Cook a Wolf, but really, really great restaurant, rotating menu. You just never know what's going to be available, but really, really great spot. Really check out How to Cook a Wolf. And then up here towards the north end, towards the top here, B&E Meats and Seafood. One of the best butchers in the whole Seattle area. There's multiple locations, but B&E Meats is just fantastic for buying, steaks, everything that you would get from a butcher. B&E is just top notch. A little bit more expensive, but you definitely get what you pay for and well worth it. Okay, over here we have the Macrina Bakery. Really cool little spot. Breads, bakery, Danish and stuff like that. The coffee shop. So a lot of those in Seattle, I know, but this is just one of the good ones around. It's always nice to have one if you're, if you live close to one. It's nice to have that go-to coffee spot, which that's what's great about Seattle is you just have those little shops everywhere, and each one of them kind of has their own little character and flavor of coffee, and you find the ones you like, you find the ones that maybe don't like so much, but there are a lot of good ones, so I think you'll have fun kind of exploring that. And here's Molina's Taco Shop. Lots of taco shops around Seattle too, but here's another good one, just kind of quick in and out. Tacos, quesadillas, stuff like that. Really good spot. Check out Molina's. And if you're looking for fine dining, really super nice restaurant, check out Canlis. Some incredible food, incredible views, kind of like Palisades that I was talking about in the Magnolia neighborhood. This is almost as good. I won't say it's as good because Palisade is my favorite, but Canlis is right up there and really good. So again, great birthday spot, Valentine's Day, romantic type stuff. But yeah, definitely check out Canlis. And up towards the tippy top, we have Seattle Pacific University. So, that pretty much wraps up our map tour of Queen Anne. So let's go jump in the car and we'll drive you around. I'm going to drive you down through Lower Queen Anne, show you all the shops, the restaurants, and then we'll make our way up Queen Anne Hill. I'll show you some of the bigger homes, the just huge estates that you see up there. It's really impressive. You see these huge hedges that are just like perfectly manicured and trimmed. Just a great spot. And before I wrap this up, actually, I'll give you one quick little fun, quirky fact about Queen Anne. So Queen Anne sits on top of 456-foot hill. And so, it's a pretty big elevation change. And what that means is there's like over 100 staircases all throughout Queen Anne. And there's actually a website that's dedicated to the Queen Anne staircases, which, running stairs is a great workout. And if that's something that you are putting into your routine, then you will have no shortage of stairs to run because there's over 100 pedestrian staircases in Queen Anne. So I'll leave you with that quirky little fun fact of Queen Anne. But yeah, like I said, let's go hop in the car, let's drive around. I'll show you around Queen Anne, and yeah, we'll get after it.
Queen Anne features a plethora of truly magnificent historic bungalows and craftsman style houses. The neighborhood was actually named after the Queen Anne architectural style due to its many homes that resemble the style. As you might expect, many of the homes in Queen Anne feature sweeping panoramic views of downtown Seattle, Puget Sound, and various mountain ranges. While most of Queen Anne is dominated by single-family residences, there are apartments, townhomes, and condos within the neighborhood. Queen Anne has a population of approximately 33,000 people. The median home value for Queen Anne is $900,000. The median household income is $100,172. Currently, homes for sale in Queen Anne range from $286,000 all the way up to $12 million. Okay, so that wraps up our video for the top 5 neighborhoods in Seattle. Is there a neighborhood that you really love that didn't make the list? Well, if so, drop it in the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. And remember, whether you're moving next week or next year, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, schedule a Zoom call. All the contact information is in the description down below. We're happy to help you make that smooth move to Seattle. So until next time, hope to see you around town. Take care. Bye.